Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your favourite creature from Down Under, Ben, and I'm reviewing none other than Predator Badlands. Now, if you're not familiar, it is the latest installment in the Predator franchise. If you're not familiar, you've probably been living under a rock, but it is directed by Dan Trachtenberg. Now, he has previously directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, he's directed a few episodes of a few TV shows here and there. Most recently has done Prey, which was the latest film in the Predator franchise, which went straight to Disney Plus, which I think was somewhat criminal. I was lucky enough to see it in a cinema, thankfully, but and then also directed Predator: Killers of Killers, which is the animated show which has come out on Disney Plus, and we're none other than Predator Badlands, which the best way I can say it in terms of the plot is it's about a young predator who's somewhat outcast from his family and gets sent to the planet where you find Al Fanning's somewhat droid who accompanies him on his journey. But the film itself is obviously directed by Dan, who is very familiar with this franchise, and you can tell. I do think I had a lot of fun with this, just putting it out there straight forward as you can be. Had a lot of fun. I think it's a genuinely really good movie. I really liked Prey. I can't even remember. I think there actually probably is a review on the channel of Prey, and I think this is obviously a departure in the sense that Prey was obviously very violent, and this being a movie that's gone to the cinema, it's obviously went for that. I believe it's PG-13 in the States. I think it will equate to being M. I haven't checked, or I think it will be probably an M rating here. So it's less violent, but it doesn't actually, more tailored, I guess, to an everyday audience in the sense that it's obviously trying to get the biggest financial return that it can get, but it doesn't actually feel like it loses any of the violence. It's all creature droid related, so it doesn't have a heap of blood or anything like that. So I think they actually managed to get away with it as much as they could. In terms of the film itself, it really caught me off guard. Obviously, I've seen Prey. I knew what Dan was able to conjure up with the franchise, but firstly, the film itself is actually really, it's extremely entertaining, but it actually really balances these awesome action sequences, these awesome set pieces, with a lot of like character depth, which you probably wouldn't expect going into this. And I think it's really held together by some great performances. I think Elle Fanning is fantastic, but I also think, forgive me if I butchered this because it is a hard name, it's Demetrius Schuster Kolamatangi, New Zealander. His motion capture performance here is fantastic. It allows you, like, genuinely, you feel empathy, you feel sympathy for what this character is actually going through. And not only that, it's actually quite funny, which I wasn't expecting at all. And I had a really good time. I laughed a lot. I thought the action, as I said, that was great. Some of the shots, some of the cinematography was awesome, but there's somewhat of a warmth to the whole film, really, which is surprising. It really is surprising. I was emotional at bits. I also felt like it wasn't trying hard in doing so. And I think it's just somewhat refreshing because it feels like, obviously, there's been multiple Predator films, obviously Prey, but it feels like a really big departure, but it really does work. And I think it's exciting because it shows obviously potential as to where this franchise can go. They definitely hint towards a sequel in this film. Whether that eventuates, obviously, I presume depends on the financial return, but it's really interesting to see whether obviously this starts potentially a franchise itself, or whether you get these side piece films like Prey, where you might have a predator based in a certain location and time in history. It's something really interesting that actually intrigues me, and I think I said that in my Prey review. It's something that would be really cool done, if done well, where you see Predator in different times, periods, different locations through history. It'd be really cool. But this, I had a great time with. Not only that, the world building is really, really great. I think it's great world building. The creature design across the board is fantastic. I think the visual effects looks great. Um, some really, really cool shots that I'm like, you know what, that'd look really cool as like a background of to, you know, your computer or something like that. There's just some beautiful looking shots in there as well. But I just didn't really know what I was going to get myself into. Obviously, I knew it wasn't a backup to Prey, but obviously having the same director attached had my intrigue. Don't get me wrong. And the trailers I thought looked good, but I really wasn't expecting like a funny, action packed, extremely entertaining film. I knew it was going to be entertaining, but funny, emotional was not something on my bingo card for a Predator film in 2025, and it worked for me. I think it's one of the more surprising blockbusters of 2025, just purely because of probably my expectations, but I had a great time. I really, really, really do recommend this because I think it's a film that realistically everyone can enjoy. If you have seen it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below, let me know what you think of the film. If you like the review, give us a like, subscribe for more, and we'll catch you next time.